Welcome back, everybody, to the Tastemakers, the podcast where we watch as much television as we can, curate your television and movie takes. My name is Grace Leeder. I am a tastemaker. This week, I'm joined by two honorary tastemakers. First, Chappell. Chappell, how you doing? Welcome back.
I'm not Chappell. I'm Taran, and I'm happy to be back.
Okay.
And I'm not honorary. I'm the robot. It's me.
You fool you. I mean, I guess you didn't fool me because I said you were Chappell, but everyone else will have been fooled.
It's me, Taran. That's exactly who I am. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here to talk about the shows that we always talk about and stuff. That's right.
That's how we do it here.
How we do it.
That's
how we do it.
And also, Ariel is here. Ariel, how you doing?
I was fooled. I have to say, I was completely
so
fooled.
good.
So I'm really glad that you confessed.
Thank you.
Well, he didn't confess. He confessed to being Taran. He is Taran.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I am still
That's
Taran.
true. You were more outed. Whatever.
I am still Taran.
I still actually believe you're Taran. So that's the good news.
My name is Taran. I love Big Brother. I like Andor.
It was the robot bit. It was the robot bit specifically.
Okay, well, I'm so happy that the two of you here. Most of the episode today, I think, will be Scream 7 talk, which is a thing that used last week, Chappell, when we were talking about things that were coming out. You were like, "Oh, Scream is coming out," and so I was like, "Sure, you should come on and talk about Scream." And then Ariel, you and I we've talked about many movies, and so wouldn't be a movie talk without Ariel joining as well.
What a dream.
We'll talk about Scream first. I feel like we'll do a little bit of like the what are people watching. It's Paradise came out this week, which is about, it's a show that you not only watch but you podcast about with Rob Cesternino. You did a week 1 recap. I feel like from what I feel like it's a little I think everybody's liking it, but it's a little like, why did we do that in episode 1 a little bit? Like where's Xavier? That's been a little bit of what I've seen so far. Is that the general sentiment out there, or is most are like, no, it's fine. This is a good show, and you gave us 3 episodes in week 1, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think because they gave you 3 episodes in week 1, you really don't get to sit with Where's Xavier too long. You know, I think if you go in watching the show and you watched Paradise a long time ago, you might have forgotten some of the, like, you know, the bigger parts of the show, some of the finer details, and then it starts off and Shailene Woodley's there, and you're like, what the hell is this? But then by the end of it, and then of course episode 2 and 3 back to back, it ties things together. We see why it matters. We see what they were doing. So overall, I think people are okay with it. But I do think there's that initial shock of, you know, when did we start watching Divergent? Is that what this is? You know,
I was a little worried because I'm a little like the thing I always go to in terms of shows that like had it figured out, and then they were like, what if we do everything, is Westworld, where I'm like, the first season is like, what about a theme park with the robots, and like, is this ethical, is it not ethical, like, we'll see, I don't know. And then season 2, they're like, what if robots are also in the entire world? And I'm like, no, stop, too big.
That's not what we talked about. Yeah.
So I was a little worried for Paradise, but I so far so good. I think 3 episodes in. Ariel, you're a Paradise watcher as well.
I am a watcher. I have clearly watched too far. I watched today's episode that released, which I obviously won't get into. But I was going back to what you said, Grace, about the first episode. I was kind of like, oh, thank God they did this, because I was feeling towards the end of the last season, especially, I was kind of like, all right, let's, you know, we can start hitting fast forward on this a little bit. I just felt like they were losing me personally a little bit. And then I actually went back and watched the last 2 episodes of last season before I started this season, because I was like, they did a lot. And selfishly, I just really wanted to watch that pre-finale episode where the flashback
episode
one
7, yeah.
The day.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. And I'm glad I did that, because a lot of stuff happened actually.
You went back to the day.
I went back to the day, and then Shailene Woodley came along, and I was like, I didn't know this was happening. This is awesome. I was like, let's stay here. Let's do this always. This is so good now. That's how I'm feeling.
Okay.
I'm
happy that they've already announced that there's going to be a season 3 and then it's going to end, because I have been on those shows. We've all done it before, where we latch onto a show and we're thinking this is really good, and then 6-7 seasons later you're like, wait a minute, I don't even know if this is not the show I love. This is not what y'all strayed so far from the material that got me here, and then you're just stuck in it. Some shows end, and sometimes they end gracefully, sometimes they don't, and then sometimes they just don't end at all. And Ariel and I, we've been stuck in the Grey's Anatomy, time warp for
stuck.
Stuck.
Don't you dare!
literally.
The honor, the privilege, the pleasure.
I couldn't leave if I wanted to leave. That's the thing. You're in
There's
it.
no
so
leaving.
deep.
There's no leaving.
There's no leaving. So I'm happy that they're not going to let this get too fantastical and unbelievable to where, we're 5-6 seasons in and everybody's saying, "Is that show still on?" I don't want that.
Okay, can I say, so there have been I was chatting today, someone asked me about the Scrubs reboot, which I know you also watched some of the new episodes, Chappelle. We didn't chat about this, Ariel. But I thought these were really good, and I actually think there is a little bit of a thing where Scrubs was like 8 seasons, which is like a lot back in the like 22, 24 episode seasons per year. They tried that season 9 thing.
You don't like, I was going to ask, you don't like season 9, Grace?
They've officially, did you know that they've officially retconned it?
Yeah.
So it's not even real.
It's a spinoff at this point. They called it a spinoff series now, and that's not what happened. But okay,
no, it's not even spin. They've said it's not canon.
Oh, it's not canon. It just doesn't matter. It
didn't happen.
They decanonized it.
It is a dream sequence, a la the actual last thing that happened to JD in season 8. But someone was telling me, they were like, "Did you watch the King of the Hill reboot?" And I was like, "I actually didn't watch the King of the Hill reboot. King of the Hill was not a show I watched a lot." And I feel like there are these shows, like comedies specifically. The Paper is another example of a show that like it's not been as long, but like a comedy that like finished but then comes back and is like, actually, here's the comedy we're going to talk about now. I feel like there is actually a thing I thought the Scrubs reboot was very good and like was funny, and I'm sort of into the story that they're telling. I'm excited for the Scrubs reboot, Chappelle.
I will say the King of the Hill reboot was so good. I loved it.
Yeah.
It just felt like
it looked good from the outside. I was like, is this
good? It was. I think it's probably better told than the original run, because the original one was just like almost like a wacky cartoon, where this one had more of a point of view. It was more. It was telling more of a cohesive story, I think. And you're right, Grace. It is. They just need to capture the heart that was in the show the first time, and then just update the jokes. You can't keep the same show going the same way the entire time, because people are going to get tired of it. But if you can get the things that people care about the most, and then just get more updated writing, just it's okay. It's okay. We don't have
some
to
of that 4K animation.
Yeah, that too. But I think Scrubs did the same thing. They brought us the characters that we loved, and they hitting the same character beats that we like, the chemistry that we got us to the screen in the first place. But it's just a little bit more modern. That's all. You don't have to keep trying to do the old thing that worked. Just figure out a way to make it sexy like it's supposed to be here in 2026.
Well, the reboot was like, they were like, what about a new young and it's like, no, like, we love JD.
We like that.
JD, but now JD's old doctor now he's chief of medicine. He's got to like figure out this, but we still love him. So I don't know. I thought it was really good. I thought it was funny. Excited.
Ariel, you're a chief of medicine. More. Do you are you going to check out Scrubs?
I've scrubbed. I haven't scrubbed the new Scrubs though. I think it's just the 2 episodes, right? But I heard good things. My friend who's like a OG Scrub head, and is kind of is a little
Zach
bit
Braff? Is your friend Zach Braff?
Is a little bit of a comedy snob, and I'm not talking about Dr. Amanda. I'm talking about she really liked it. She liked it so much, and she was like, "Wow, is this actually really good?" And I was like, "Damn, if she likes it, I might have to check this out." I mean, the original, a little bit to your point, Grace, it's like I was like a casual, but I watched a lot of reruns, and it's like the only thing that is appealing about it to a person like me, especially, is the entire cast being back. Like, can they capture some of that magic?
Well, it's the cast being back, and like, I do think like we'll talk a little bit about the pit, but like there's a reason why like a medical show in 2025 it worked, because like not that long since the biggest medical event in the like Scrubs post COVID is like, I think, very interesting to me, and like what is a hospital like in this particular moment. So I'm excited. I'm glad it's back. The pit is about halfway through. We're like over the halfway mark, right? Because it's episode 8 of 15, so we're 15. More than halfway through.
I'm not ready.
I know. I was a little in the camp of like, and it's not that this is a bad thing, but it's like it definitely took its time like ramping back up, and now I feel like we got sort of like the moment of at least one of the things will be the big things of the season so far, which I don't think is, like it's in all the trailer stuff that like the power, they have to like cut the power, so like we're like back to paper. It's been very good. I thought this last episode was so good. It feels like we're like really we're in the middle of our shift. It was great. I loved it.
I love them so much. I love the show so much. It's so hard for me not to just go rewatch the same episodes over and over again. Luckily, Ariel and I will be talking about the pit this week on Crying Laughing, so I get to go watch the episodes over again, Ariel.
It's, I can't, to your point. Yes, I do want to just watch all the episodes. I want to go back and rewatch season 1. But I have tried to watch like the most recent one before this one, because the last one ended like on a super big cliffhanger. So I was like, I want that again. And then we get this one. It's rolling along. I never need the show to be it's like, the way I feel about this show is I love this show. It's everything I want. Other people happen to like it, and some people happen to have said at one point that it was the best show on television, and whether or not it is ever that again, I honestly don't even care. I just want it to go on forever and ever so I can keep watching it, basically.
I don't need to rewatch it because I have a photographic memory.
Oh,
that's your secret power.
I don't need to rewatch it.
Yeah, just write it on a dry erase board. Just explain to us what happened. Just write it out.
There's one back there.
I do think the Pit still this sort of has like the championship bell. I know the Ringer does that a lot. We're like, nothing is better than the Pit right now, right? Like it's just like it's the best. They're actually a really great The Town podcast. If anybody listens to The Town, with the executive producer of the Pit, where it's like they talk about how this is like David Zaslav's dream, because it's like both like prestige TV and also just like 15 episodes of network television all in one show, and is
so cheap to make, relatively.
So cheap. Yeah. If people are RHAP fans, RHAP showed up on the show because it's based on. They talk about this on the pod as well, that like it's made in LA, so like everybody, like it's so easy to find people who would just come and be extras, who just sit in the waiting room all day because for every episode of the whole season, because they're local LA actors. Like it's great. The show's great. It's phenomenal.
It's a win-win for everyone.
It is.
Not everybody on the Pit is a win-win.
Yeah, some people lose on the Pit often.
some people have severe medical crisis, and some people are Dr. Al-Hashimi.
Some people are Dr. Ogilvy.
Oh my God.
Okay, Taran and I think we'll do some. There was a obviously big Paramount HBO. Speaking of HBO, the Pit. That's gonna be on Paramount now. That seems bad. That Pit was gonna
boo this thing.
Boo! Get out!
Taran and I will talk about it later. That's a different horror story. This week's horror story is
that's not this season's American Horror Story. Is this Paramount thing?
The other thing, I have not checked this out yet, but apparently people are loving love stories. Is this either come up on either of your?
It's a thing now. Yeah, it's been coming up the last few weeks. I don't want to like it because I haven't watched it yet. I don't want to like it because I'm so interested in that story, and I've actually like oddly read books about him, and I don't read those kind of books about anything. It was just like,
I don't know that you read or that like.
I'm like Leah Michelle. I'm like Leah Michelle. I can't read. But no, I've heard it has started to percolate through the comms, Grace.
Yeah,
that it's quote unquote good. And with me, I guard and protect my heart. When it comes to Ryan Murphy, I know. Do not trust finale, and then maybe you go watch, because I will not be burned again by Ryan.
Yeah, Chappell, are you familiar with Love Story? Is like in the vein of American Horror Story, American Crime Story. Just Love Story, not called American Love Story. For
American Sports Story just one season though? Who knows?
So this is JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, the love story there. So yeah, it's Ryan Murphy joint on FX.
See, that's the problem.
I know, but
Ryan Murphy.
Good, Chappell. People are saying it's good, but
I
fun.
I know this man. Okay, like, that's the thing. I can't be. I won't be. I shan't be led astray again by Ryan Murphy.
Do you know what the thing is? There's so much on the Tastemakers where it's like I'll watch a thing and I feel like people and then like I'll go and talk to real people and they'll be like, I've never heard of this show that you're talking. Like, what are you talking about? Whereas like people, this is the opposite that's happening. Where like people at work are being like, watching Love Story. I'm like, oh my God, okay, I think I have to watch it then because you're all watching it. And in a way that's all like both worlds kind of are talking about it. That's the problem. It's not like one or the other, Chappell.
Yeah, I might peek at it. But it's just this man has a history of just pissing me off.
I know, but also
you don't want to be left out the conversation. I think a large part of watching TV is knowing that we're not watching it just to sit at home and say that we watched the thing. We want to talk about it. We were part of the conversation. We don't want to miss out on any cultural moments, and maybe this might be the next big thing.
I know. Is there like a Ryan Murphy science where like the first show in a series that he made? I guess he also did that. Did he do the Kardashian one? Was he involved in that one, the lawyer one? So I guess
the new one.
Yeah, I guess
I thought he
doesn't
hold.
Maybe in his like American Story ones, like the first
American
one
Stories,
is like the great one. Yeah, I don't know.
I
think that makes sense.
Yeah. You like which one?
Coven, yes. Coven was the last good one.
Horror Stories
that good.
the horror stories have been like, I feel like I haven't really watched it a little bit, but I feel like it's kind of like hard to make it bad. And then, but it's like, yeah, we're doing like, OJ Simpson's. I mean, that one is not bad too, right?
That wasn't bad. Yeah,
That
look,
was
if we need to
awesome.
drag the man, I can do it. Look no further than Glee, but
Name one
That's
problem.
the
with
true.
Glee.
That's the original American Horror Story.
right,
Was
it
Glee.
really is. It really was. So I don't know. I might peek at it since people talk about it.
I know that's the real thing. People talking about it. Okay, we're gonna talk about Scream. So if you have not watched, we're gonna spoil it. So either you don't care about being spoiled about Scream, or you're gonna go watch it and then come back and listen once you have. Otherwise, you can hang out with us here. So it's Scream 7, the newest installment of the Scream film franchise. I feel like this is sort of like Neve Campbell's back, even though like she was kind of back, but now she's back. That's kind of the story of Scream 7. I don't know. I feel like we ripped the band out. Where do we want to? Really, the story here is like we're back in Woodsboro. No, Woodsboro. We're in Pine
Westeros.
Grove. We're in
Pine
Westeros.
Grove. Yeah.
Woodsboro. The movie does start in Woodsboro. We're actually we
Yes.
spend most of the movie in Pine Grove, where Sidney Prescott and her daughter are being hunted again by another version of Killface. So who could it be?
Ghostface.
Ghostface Killer.
I love Killface.
Killface is an elite name. Grace, I'm so happy you said that.
Killface is from Frisky Dingo. If anybody's ever watched Frisky Dingo,
Oh
Killface
my
is
god!
the
I
big
forgot
villain
about
for Frisky
that.
Dingo.
I appreciated that though.
The pre-Archer
Yes,
show.
it's a deep
One of my
cut.
favorite shows of all time. That's Killface, but this is Ghostface. Yeah, Chappelle. What Stream 7?
I have so much. So much. I'm so happy Ariel's here to defend this. Okay. So Grace said that the movie started in Woodsboro or whatever, and we got the iconic set piece, the Tastemakers house, the place where it all began, all that good stuff. The fans have been clamoring for this. They've been dying. There's been so many conspiracies. This franchise acknowledges the conspiracies. Tastemakers alive, all that kind of stuff. The fans have been clamoring for this. Ariel, this opening scene had nothing to do with the film at all. At all. These two people were murdered and we don't even know why.
Because somebody has to die in the beginning.
They burned the house down for what?
And they wanted to burn the house down.
It does have some, I guess. Yeah, no, I guess
it does not.
Okay. I was gonna try to defend it. Go ahead, Ariel, if you want.
I thought at that point, watching it live, I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. Like because 7 movies in, you're like, what can we do? Mm-hmm. The kills themselves, whatever. I wouldn't rank them very high. I thought it was fun, the whole fake mannequin, not mannequin. That was cool. No, the beer kill. No, I'm just talking exclusively just about the beginning part. But yes,
okay. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a lot to say with the beer kill. Tap that. But then to like decide, okay, let's burn the house. Let's do something we've never done. Like we've murdered a lot in the house. And the third one, we made a fake house for the movie. Like we've had a lot of house. Let's burn it down. And like there was something like very, I don't know, like challenging almost, like us to challenge like itself to be like, okay, we're going to do something crazy. We're going to burn, we're going to burn the legacy, the audacity of that. And it gave me high hopes for the movie, which, I think it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but I appreciated this as a gimmick, but I was immediately like, well, what are they going to do for the 8th one now? They already burned the house. Like,
okay. Yeah. So to go a little bit to like where I was trying to be like, oh no, it does have a thing. And then it very much doesn't, but the house gets burned down. I think I'm just going to jump to the end because I don't think there's any way to talk about it. Once you know who the killers are, then we can talk about everything that leads up to it and
backwards,
whether or not it does or does not make sense. So it turns out the killers are it's Anna Camp, who's the neighbor, right? Like
the neighbor mom.
Has she been in a previous? She hasn't been in a previous movie before, right?
She just this is it.
No.
So she's Sydney's neighbor, and she's Lucas's mom, one of like Sydney's daughter's friends, like classmates.
Yeah.
And then also like this guy who works at an insane asylum.
Ethan Embry is back, baby.
Ethan Embry. Yeah.
I screamed. I yelled in the movie theater when I saw this man. I said, Ethan Embry.
Yeah.
Looking rough. That
man has lived a hard life. Ethan Embry.
It was the moment where it was like when I saw that he was the guy who's working, I was like, oh, so that's a guy. He did it.
That's the killer. Yeah, that's the killer. Because why would he be here?
And so the connection is that it's Sydney's neighbor, and then Ethan Embry, who's Marco, he's the employee at the institution, who that's where like they say that Stu was, and he's just gotten out. And so then like going back, so much of the story is like Sydney trying to prevent her daughter Tatum, who is named after Tatum, is like trying to prevent her from having like such a horrific, like having to be the final girl, essentially. That's like a little bit of what the story is trying to do. And then throughout the movie, this idea that like Stu is back, which ultimately just is fully revealed as like, no, it's AI deep fakes of not just Stu, but every other person who's ever been involved, which like they're not deep fakes of the original, but they're like older versions of the deep, like they're like grown up versions of Stu.
We could only get the actors at their current age. We couldn't get the actors in the past.
Well, and they're also because it's, I guess like kudos to them. They didn't want to use deep fake technology. Like not bad, I guess.
Let's not make it worse. Let's not make it worse.
Yeah. And so like going back, and then most of the the mystery here is like, is it Stu? Is it, most of the time it's like, is it any one of Tatum's friends from high school? Is that who's the killer? Ultimately, it turns out to be there. And in their like final speech, do they give a reason? They don't really do they give a reason? They give a,
ooh, please let me.
You're talking about Anna?
Yes.
Yeah, Anna can't. So the actual killers. Do they give some? What is their like ultimate reason?
Okay. Here's the thing. I gotta take you back into because Ariel is a super fan, but I watch Scream because I really miss Scooby-Doo, and I miss the idea that I can watch something and then unmask the villain at the end. Like that's kind of my thing. And so I watch it for that alone. But because I watch it like that, I didn't get into the fandom as much as everybody else did.
Right.
But it's hard to miss the conversation the fandom is having. And they were pissed when Neve was not in the last movie. Okay. They were not having it. And so because of that, it really feels like Scream 7 was a commentary on the fandom. This woman, her motive for killing or for trying to kill Sydney is that Sydney disappeared. The events of Scream 6 happened and she was not there. This woman,
right. You didn't come to New York. You didn't go to New York.
And you're supposed to kill the bad guy. That's what you're supposed to do. The fandom was very much saying that it's not Scream without Nev. And so because of that, Scream and Neve, it just sounds so right to me. But anyway, it's not Scream without her, without Sydney Prescott. And so this woman's whole villain origin story is that she was in an abusive relationship with her late son's dad, and she read Sydney's book to get out of that. She
was inspired.
It inspired her to murder her husband, get out of her abusive relationship. But then she was such a fan of Sydney that she said, okay, anytime Ghostface pops up, she's going to show up and save the day. She's like, Batman, the Joker's there. Batman has to come. New York happened and she wasn't there. It drove this lady insane. She said, that's not what you're supposed to do. You can't just move on. Your trauma is our trauma. We're all tied in this together. Sydney's not allowed to move on from the fandom, and she's definitely not allowed to move on from this woman. And that's what her motive was.
Yeah, she wanted. I think first of all, the Anna Camp thing like really works for me. At the end of the day,
she's so good.
What I want from a Scream movie is like, do I reasonably believe that this person who now is revealed to be the killer is an insane person? And with Anna Camp, I'm like, absolutely, this absolutely passes the test. She is everything I need her to be right now. So I thought that was really fun. I think the logic is like, as far as like the all-time canon villains and Scream, it's a little weak. It's a little like, wait, what is it? You're like, okay, well, at least I guess Sydney's continue to inspire people all across the world for various reasons. Clearly, this woman perhaps took it a little too far in a different direction. Also, Sydney needs to be better about like knowing her neighbors. This was a little bit wild, but I thought the bag I was so let down really from Scream 6. I think for the record it's like the worst one they ever did for my money personally, that I thought this was a step up, so I was actually mostly pleased at the end.
You don't like the New York one?
I know, I'm so pissed.
That's why
we're gonna get New York. No, first of all, I mean, it doesn't look like New York, but that's fine. We get Subway Killer Face. What was his name? Subway Knife Face. Yes, was supposed to be great. It was fine. It was Trevor Mulroney.
me.
Yeah, it's funny because when we were talking, I was sort of messaging about this, and I was like, "Oh, but isn't that the one with like the theater setup?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a cool set piece." And then you were like, "Yeah, but like Dermot Mulroney didn't work." And I was like, "Dermot Mulroney was in that movie?"
Because to my previous point, like, do I believe this person is insane? It was like, no, it was a little bit too cartoonish, even for Scream, which can be very cartoonish. Anyway, that was just like my personal reaction to it.
The story you actually said, Joe, I'm like intrigued by that. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess all of that is in there in terms of like she read the book and like was inspired and she didn't see her in New York. I'm like, there's something interesting about that. There's another, I think the Halloween reboot, didn't they do an entire like with Jamie Lee in terms of like my daughter shall not suffer the same. I mean, I'm sure lots of horror movies have done this in terms of like my daughter shall not suffer the same fate, whatever. Like there's something interesting there. I just feel like, I mean, a big problem with this movie, like for one, is that like the most interesting thing of the reboots gets entirely scrapped because Melissa Barrera gets fired from these movies. You know, speaking of Boo Paramount, but like, I don't know if anybody saw the. I don't think it premiered in many places, but there was a Scary Movie trailer that played before Scream in some places, and it looks pretty horrific.
Can't wait.
It looks truly horrendous. But whatever, fine. So I feel like this like very interesting thing that they've kind of like been building, which is like, kid of Billy Loomis, and then is like completely not here. And they reckon I like what you're saying, Joe. I like that story there. I just feel like, I don't feel like I like got it throughout the movie.
It's still weak. Ariel's not wrong. I like that it's a commentary on the fandom, or at least that's how I read it. Right. I've not seen any interviews where they said that, but it's very clearly a commentary on the fandom. But I think, it's weak because normally when we have a Ghostface killer, that person knows Sydney. That's a person from their past. More than likely, they hate her mom. That kind of go through line. Like Sydney's mom did a number on the entire community. Like,
she is the number one. She's really the number one villain in the Scream franchise. Is Sydney's mom,
literally. And so for this woman to almost be a rando, it doesn't really hit the same. And then for her accomplices, because she has two Ghostface, one that we don't know at all.
The true rando. The true rando from the coffee shop.
And then another rando that they only met one time who has essentially no motive for killing Sydney except he just really likes.
He's just crazy. Listen, the way it works in this universe is sometimes the main crazy person just needs to activate another crazy person. All right, cool. We're good now.
Yeah. So that's why it feels weak because none of it feels earned. That the storyline that we get from that woman feels like, like they really give her backstory in a cohesive way in that little speech at the end. But as far as that concerned, it's not the same type of energy that you have someone who's hated Sydney their whole life, who's been pining for the moment to get to them, who've been raised in this family of Prescotts, and now all of a sudden they want the fame. They want, we've had so many better backstories that this one just don't hit the same. But Ariel, I have a question. I know I threw out the whole house thing burning down. Was that also a kind of a commentary to the fans to be like, stop bringing up Stu Macher? It's never going to happen.
Man, I think the house thing for sure was, like I said before, a little bit of like, we're going to dare to do this. We're going to like, we want to cause like an emotional reaction. But I do think also in a sense, like, trying to say to this point of the history that they're saying, like, we're burning this down, like this doesn't matter, like you keep
let it down, let it go,
you keep putting you keep like bringing this up and you keep like expecting this to always be the thing, but almost like I think to your point in the commentary of it all, it's almost like the series cannot continue if it's only about this. Like there has to be room for it to move in different directions, and I think it's a little, in some ways this series has always been meta, like always, and like to the literal, down to the literal dialogue. It is like conversations about what horror is supposed to be and what it can be and what it evolves to and all of that. And I think that's one of my favorite things about the series is even when it's bad, it has like something to say, and it's about like, did it have it has it said it at all entertainingly?
So are we supposed are Tatum and like Mindy and or like are we like gonna follow them now, or like are we doing Screaming? Like do they do enough in this movie to basically be like, okay, if we're not I mean, like I don't think they like it's funny to say in the movie that's like, don't worry about the past. Like the entire last sequence is like the whole Sydney in the house is like everybody who's still like everybody, like every actor who still can, like they can find to do a thing. Like we get
Right, a
Scott
deep
Foley
fake.
and Matt Lillard and Laurie Metcalf like doing David
Justice for
Arquette
Jill.
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, have we done? Like, it's very funny to say that. Like at one point, like burn the house down, and also like, you know, I don't know. But then I'm also like,
Yeah,
within
I mean-
the world of the story, I don't know that they did enough to be like, I'm only gonna watch the like Tatum, Mindy, Chad story next time.
I think what they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. Like the series inherently is always going to be about what it has always been about, and is always going to be about the history. There's no getting around that. I think there's a little, as with everything Scream does, also there is a little bit like tongue-in-cheek nature to everything they have to say, and they're always like kind of laughing about it. I think that like you already said, Grace, the the movie number 5, Scream 5 and Scream 6, like the stories that they were telling with the Barrera sisters, I think, are with Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, like
Kind of funny because if you do bring them back, I feel like you do have
it's some of the,
ingredients.
and that's what
You
this is
do
what
have
I'm
it.
getting at. I think that's some of the best stories. I think Scream 5 is probably my third favorite. I think it's one of the most interesting storylines that they have ever had going forward, like after the originals, and such an incredible way to like move this thing, and like the idea of like almost splitting the final girl in half into like this dyad. Ugh, I hate to say dyad because Rise of Skywalker, but
I think you and I talked about, we would reference Scream 5 all the time because of the way that in the movie, Jasmine Savoy Brown, her character, talks about the requel, and we're like, oh my god, and then they do the requel.
They crystallize it. They crystallize it, and her like completely underutilized in this movie, Jasmine Savoy Brown. And I just want to say very quickly to end this little tirade, I think that they can bring the beauty of this franchise is that they can actually, if time passes and maybe Scream 9, they want to bring that storyline back, they totally can, and we won't blink twice. It won't be like, why didn't we have this? It was like, no, we get to have this now, and like we've already weaved a little. We brought Kirby back for the last one for 6. Like we've already kind of weave in and out of different timelines. I would love to see Jasmine Savoy Brown back, and I think that I loved having that little nod to the universe that we had gotten before. But
and Gail kind of like gave her like the last
gave
like,
her
kind of
blessing.
like, yeah, I feel like that could be it for Courtney Cox, Chappelle. No,
Stop it.
She's coming back every time.
Scream don't work.
Scream
unless-
10, Scream 10.
Yeah, Scream doesn't work without Sydney and Gail, but specifically Gail, right? We've seen Sydney leave and Gail still have to show up. Gail right now is our white knight. She's like, she is the person, she's the detective here. She's the one solving the crime. Sydney is the final girl. She's not the detective, you know? As long as Gail is still alive, she got to be here. And I think that this movie, to me, it's a little disjointed because, and I guess it's because they had to rewrite it. Honestly, they had, their leading ladies that they were going to use, and then they had to switch it up. They had to go crawling back to Nev Campbell, throw her some money because
give her the money that she deserved, that she had asked for.
They had to go eat fucking crow, and now she's back, and give her the money. So now she has to go and redirect what they messed up. But I think there's a lot of questions I have about the execution of this altogether. And so even with the passing of the torch from Gail to the siblings, I didn't even think that was. I didn't think that was earned enough. I didn't think in this film it was.
Those 3 characters weren't in the movie enough to earn this.
Gail wasn't even in the final act. They left Gail at the they left Gail at the TV station. So it was a hot ass mess. I enjoyed it, but I definitely think that they can redirect this. But they have to pick a lane and stick with it. They can't go back to switching back to new final girls and all this other stuff. If the next lane is Sydney and Gail are kind of the overseers to Tatum and the new generation, I could see that. But they all got to be involved. Gail will be there, if nobody else is there.
I do love that there's this consistent problem that they have where it's like, we got to finish this, and by finishing it, it's like literally the last shot, like one of the last. I think the line in my midnight showing, it wasn't a super busy showing, but there was a little bit of a crowd, and like the crowd was like fine. The line when Sydney and Tatum collectively shoot Anna Camp in the face so many times, and then Sydney turns and goes, "You good?" or whatever, something like that. Like our whole audience was like, "That's hilarious. That's so funny," because it's like, they think that they've ended it when all they've done is actually just like inflicted more trauma. So like, yeah, I guess you could, like, I guess the place you could go from this, if you're not bringing back Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, like you're not bringing back, you do have the like mom and daughter now, like collective, like, I mean, if they've basically built the new tandem, if they feel like they got rid of the previous tandem. I do the one like real story mess that I was really hung up on is like when it's revealed that she is the killer, and then it's like, but didn't she, speaking of best kill in the movie, the beer kill is her son, right? Her son.
That's her son.
And then the thing,
care.
she's just like, he's weak, and it's
like, he reminds me of his daddy.
Brutal. Yeah, he looked too much like his dad. That's how you know she's a real psycho, because she doesn't care.
And that's what makes, I think that's what Ariel's talking about though. You have to convince me that the killer is insane. And when you say, yeah, my son just got murdered, and they go, I don't care, then that just solidifies everything. I don't need any more information. It's like, okay, got it, bingo, that's her.
Good kill. Good. Are there good kill? What are all the kills in this? I do feel like the beer one is like it's not just the beer, it's like it's the tap. It's the tap, and then it's also the beer flowing.
The beer coming out.
Like,
it was very like
viscera and
purposefully LOL. Almost like a little bit more like that one felt almost a little bit more Final Destination to me than
Absolutely.
Scream. But you know, I will never fault them for trying new things. My opinion is there's unlimited lanes for them to try, and they have to find their flavors and what they like and what they don't like. Who knows? Maybe the beer tastes different coming out of, you know.
I'm sure
mouth.
it does, Ariel.
Grace,
That's true.
Grace,
Ew.
was your favorite part when Sydney ran out of like phone reception when she was running in the
Oh
street?
my god!
Did you love that, Grace?
And
In
just
the middle of the
stood
street?
and just stood
Yeah,
there.
just stood there.
Go
Yeah, she's supposed to be going to where her daughter is trapped in the office. She's watching the game, and then when she like just is sitting watching the thing, and it's like she doesn't move. Like, why wouldn't you watch it while you're moving? Just watch it while you're moving.
While you're
She
running.
texts her daughter, "Go get the gun." LOL.
Have we not seen? Is it not a Scream that we see the like? Oh, the safe room has the walls that we have to get. It can't have been Scream because they can't have just done it.
No,
again.
this is the first.
It was
This is the
Scream
first time they pulled the safe
3.
room, right?
It was Scream 3 when they were like behind a mirror.
Yeah.
Parker Posey was there. Long live her.
Barbara, no!
Piper Posey
Barbara,
was even in
no!
Scream 3. Like,
Yeah, bring
name an
her.
actor. Patrick Dempsey. They have been in these freaking movies.
Yeah, wasn't McDreamy supposed to? He was like supposed to be the
Listen,
guy who was
me
gonna
and
come back.
Chappelle and I talked about.
This means so much to us, Grace. The man's name was Mark. This new man's name is Mark. Joe
Also
McHale
a
is
cop.
not-
Also
Joe
a cop.
McHale is not McDreamy. You
Different
can't
last
just
names.
Act
It's
like this is
different
the
last
same.
names.
Sydney has a type. She loves Marks who are cops.
She loves Mark Cop. But Grace, me and Chappelle were texting about this the other day, and I looked it up, and I was like, no, they have different last names, different marks.
But
It's
he
not-
doesn't. Yeah, and he doesn't die, and it's not. So it's not the same. But
He's
yeah.
the new Dewey. Oh my God! Wait, I just realized Dewey
He's
was
the Dewey.
always
He
the
survived.
always the old cop that always survived. Maybe Joe McHale is the new Dewey. Wow. Well, actually,
Yeah.
the twin,
I don't
Jasmine
mind-
Savoy's brother, the twin is the new Dewey.
Is the
but
other
whatever.
Dewey? Yeah,
Yeah.
I
the
don't
other
mind.
Dewey.
I don't mind the Joel McHale being in them. I don't mind Joel McHale.
I
think
don't.
it's
He was good. I like him.
He's
But
fine.
I-
I feel like he's
I-
always adding Chappelle.
Yeah, I just don't like that they act like we're not supposed to acknowledge that this is a different Mark and that Tatum didn't exist in any conversation prior to this. We knew Sydney had twins. Who the hell is Tatum? Where did this girl come from?
The daughter, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she was always keeping her safe. She was always keeping her safe behind, I don't know, at her grandma's or whatever.
In my mind, I said, "Oh, this must be Joel McHale's kid. You know, this is an outside child.
Right.
You know,
stepchild.
yeah.
Mhm.
He stepped out. But when I talk about how weird the writing is, there are so many spots like that, Grace, where Sydney, battle tested person, is just doing something correct, like just incredibly stupid. The stop running on the way to go save your daughter. Who is that going to help, Sydney? But also the fact that she ran outside, reached for the door handle of the cars that's next to the news van, and then just took off running. Go back inside and get the keys,
Get
you
the
fool.
keys.
Get the keys, you fool. Gal didn't piss you off that bad to where you gotta run on foot. It got cartoony, Ariel.
They also
was
brought in
silly.
Mark Consuelos to just play
Yes!
another news anchor.
Ronnie Ronman. He had like a one of
Robbie
those,
Rivers.
Robbie Rivers,
Robbie
yeah.
Rivers.
a very
Instead of
like West Wing
Hailstorm.
type name with the alliteration.
Gale Hailstorm, Ariel.
He was Hailstorm. No, he was. Oh, I'm glad you brought him up because while his character did not really work for me at all, I
nothing.
did love the. Sydney was like, "I'm gonna give you what you've been wanting for years," and it was like an interview, and it was like, "Yes, this feels to the previous point of like
Yes.
it has to tap into history. This feels like a thing that matters. That is like part of the mythos of like she never gave her an interview, and now they're actually gonna do that for this like convoluted reason."
But the point that the tension, the I feel like the point is that like Sydney knows she needs to do an interview because it will basically lure him.
Stu Macher, he's alive. I believe he's still alive for the record.
And
Stop
then
it.
I get,
We burnt
and
down
then
the
is.
house.
And then is Gail's thing here like the more I can rile up Sydney, the more I feel like the
Okay.
more I can rile up Sydney, the more she'll talk, and then Stu will be on the and like she won't like, you know what I mean? Which like I think is
No.
good, but they don't. Why does she rile her up?
You're
She
giving Gail
riles
too
her up.
much. You're giving Gail too much. Yeah. Gail is a
Just
journalist
can't help
first.
it.
And she is self-interested.
Got
And
it.
Gail will always choose herself. Okay. So in the early days, Sydney used to punch Gail, you know, because Gail would be like, Sydney, tell me about your dead mom, you know, and like stuff like that. So throughout the years, every time Gail pops up, there's always an ulterior motive. Whether it's, oh, her books haven't been selling. This time she got fired from her job and she had to start podcasting about crime. And so now she needs Sydney to do this because this is promo, okay? She's trying to get down to the nitty gritty because this looks good for Gail. Yes, it'll bring out Stu Macher if he's out there, but this is also for Gail, and Sydney knows that. That's why she shuts it down. I just think that there's nothing Gail could have said that was that dumb and that pissed you off that bad that you would then go running miles into the city instead of just asking her to give you a ride. It doesn't make any sense. Your child is about to die.
It was wild. It was the stop motion. Like I am not a parent, but like I can only imagine feeling the biological pull of imminent death of my child. Like I wouldn't have stopped moving. It makes no
Pull
sense.
the
And
keys.
the way
Pull the
the
keys
cell
with
phone
you.
tower works, you just have to get to the next one. We know this. Just keep moving. Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Like
now?
you're like the gun emoji.
Yeah.
I love the like guiding her where to shoot over.
Right.
That was
And then-
good. That was good drama.
And then the like whether or not to shoot him in the head is like, no, he's dead. It's like, you idiot.
No,
Um,
dead.
I did like the McKenna Grace kill. I liked that one. I liked the like in the that's when she's like floating. She's like
In the
Oh, that's a
swing.
good kill.
That was
The
good.
pinata.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was
Good luck.
good. I feel like everything else is pretty forgettable. And the fact that I
Um,
can't remember it.
I'm
I
trying to
had so
think.
many issues with the film in general. The fact that Sydney only calls her daughter once throughout the entire film. So let me take you back.
She
to
hates
when-
that kid. She
when
hates
Stu Macher, he has now FaceTimed her. AI for sure, but whatever.
Twice.
It's a deep fake, but he is on her phone. He says, I'm outside your daughter's school, Sydney. What you gonna do? She takes off running out the door. She calls her husband. She never calls Tatum. She never says, girl, get out of there. That man is outside. Tell your friends there's a killer outside. Grab the nearest cop. She doesn't tell her at all. She didn't even text her. I said, Sydney, you've done this for 5 movies. You should know better than this.
She's a bit rusty. She wasn't in the last one. She was in the last
She's
one.
rusty.
She was
Call
rusty.
that girl. The one time she called her was when she shouldn't have been calling her because the girl is hiding inside the little inside the coffee shop.
Even that one, Ghostface is like, I must not have heard properly. And he was-
Yeah, maybe- was that a phone? I don't know. Maybe it's not my phone. Ariel,
Mhm.
answer me this: why did Tatum's boyfriend Ben have that laptop open with the deep fake technology on it? Please explain it to me because I
got a
do
reason.
not.
I do got a
understand.
reason.
That was rough.
got one.
I do
got
think
one.
it was immediately like, okay, I try to shut my brain off. Grace knows,
You
like
have
I try, I do detective work normally if
I'm a
for a movie,
detective.
especially certain genres. But like with Scream, I'm like, just get me. Like I let it wash over me.
Take
Like,
me
I don't know.
away.
Oh my god, it's Anna Camp. I was genuinely surprised. But to answer your question, what was your question? I'm sorry, now I forgot.
Why does he have the
Why?
AI?
Oh yes. Okay,
I
so
know,
we
why?
need the moment of, oh my god, it's you. They were right about you. It is the boyfriend.
Sometimes in the past they have done the fake out and it is the boyfriend. Sometimes they do the fake out and it's not the boyfriend.
No, but you're
So
asking Chappelle specifically why
I get that,
he.
but
Yeah, no,
why
I got
did
it.
he do it?
Okay,
Because
yes,
he-
but hold on. I'm
no,
getting
no,
to
he-
it. I'm
okay,
getting
yeah,
to it.
Okay, all right.
So I think he's like, I want to understand. I just want to like know how would one do this? He's so curious about this emerging technology. Maybe he wants to make his own. I don't know. I don't think it matters.
Whether it could be a deepfake, and so he figures out how to make a deepfake. That's what he's trying to do.
This man was too in character for that moment. He's like, Sydney, I'm gonna gut you like a fish, bitch. I was like, that's your. I mean, all you have to do is put the camera up, stand in front of the.
You could have said anything. You could have said anything.
Hey, Sydney, it's Ben. Just checking this out. He's like, nah, Sydney, you whore. I was like, what?
That part is true. That part. I
kill
can't
you and your
defend that
daughter.
one.
I said,
Yeah.
and she's like, Ben, it's you.
He's so
No,
he's
you
too
gotta
method.
understand.
He's too
Yeah,
I wish that
method.
he got
He's
killed. It was
too
like,
method.
that's too bad. I really would have joined Anna Camp and Embry. I would have loved it.
I would have joined your alliance.
Ethan Embry,
It was
sorry.
too
Yeah.
much. And that beer tap kill, you know, the running joke is always that the screen, once you put on the mask, you get super strength. Because that man picked Ethan Embry, the kid from Can't Hardly Wait, reached down and picked Lucas up by his head and placed him on the tap.
We don't know that wasn't Anna Camp in that particular
I
moment.
know.
We do. Wait, we don't. We don't. We really don't. We don't know if she killed her own son or
We
not.
don't.
We
I
really
chose to
don't.
believe no, but you're right. We don't.
That super strength will do it to you.
The adrenaline. Usually, the adrenaline is super strength to save your child. This one is the opposite.
To murder.
We're gonna use it to murder the child.
Wait, hold on. When they go to the psychiatric ward and he like, did he go back to work after he's like already decided that they're
Ethan
gonna
Embry?
do some
Yeah, Preston Myers.
He's even though the other guy has died, like the other guy, he's like, well, I guess I got to clock in.
Damn, it's down to two of us.
It doesn't work. I better take a shift. You know,
Grace, what did you think about the third killer, right? The decoy killer that you get halfway through the film, because we haven't really done that before.
Okay, so literally, I don't know if you've been following any WWE wrestling, Chappelle, but they did this thing. There's a masked man storyline that they've been doing, and recently they started unmasking, and it was like a nobody. And
Is it like Masked Singer? Like who's doing these things?
Yeah, it's
Take it up.
Okay, I
Take
will
it
say
up.
the masked wrestler, but it's wrestling, and if you lose, you take out. Like, I mean, there's a thing there. There's a thing there.
There's a thing.
But they would do it, and I feel like it just like it doesn't, because it's like the reaction is like, wait, what? Like, because you like, I feel like as we're watching, we were like, even when Ethan Embry, like I'm sure like for us, we were like, yeah, we knew he was going to be the killer, but for someone who might not know him as well, it's like, oh, I guess that's the guy from the psych ward. I guess so. Like you're kind of doing that, but like,
is that Ethan Embry still?
they didn't color grade this very good. So like they take it. Yeah, you're like, who's the? Am I supposed to know that guy? Is that guy? Especially in a Scream franchise where it's like that guy could be from like the third movie. I guess. And like I don't know. So it doesn't work.
Is he the father?
Right.
It doesn't work. I think the like reveal that it's like not really a person you should know, I think is an ineffective. It just doesn't give you the right emotion, I think.
Grace, they did it twice. They did it. This is a person this is a person you don't know, ripped off the mask, and they said, we don't know this guy. Then they did it again with Ethan Embry. It was like,
right.
Yeah, but he knows her. It's like, okay.
At least he does have a more visual look.
It is funny to your Scooby-Doo point, Chappelle. It is a little bit like they kept taking the mask off. Like, oh, first it's the random person. Like, wait, what? Who is this?
Still a random person. Anna Camp? How'd you get here? Yeah. That's what as much as I'm complaining, and I'm not really even complaining, this is how I talk about Scream, because like Ariel said, you have to turn off your brain and just allow it to just be camp and goofy, and if you're scared of this kind of thing, fine, but also just know that it's super meta and it is jokey, and this is a comedy disguised as a horror film, and so yeah. All that said, all the things I just complained about, I'll still say I enjoyed the movie. I'm not looking for high cinema here. You know, I came here to yell things at the screen like, call your daughter, Sydney. You know, those are the things that's why I came here. And the people in my theater with me, they also were yelling at the screen. That's what we do.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking that I normally would be shushing, but I'm like, is a Scream? You're allowed, I think. Yeah.
It's one of the few. It's one of the few still standing franchise where this is allowed. I loved my favorite one in my theater was there was like, oh, he's the new Cotton. I don't remember who they were talking about, but it was just so funny. I just burst out laughing.
Oh, it had to be Ben, right? Because that was Cotton's thing. They found
yes, right.
They
Like,
found
no, it's not me.
the
It's
phone,
like, oh, it's
and
definitely
they're
you.
like, it's
Yeah.
definitely you. And
Right.
then Ben died like 3 seconds later. Ariel,
Bad.
when we get the deepfake recaps, kind of like, oh, we get Stu Macher and all the
Mhm.
killers of all time.
And her brother Roman.
How come Jill Roberts wasn't there? Where is Jill? Some people say Jill's the
number
best killer so
4?
far. Yeah.
Number 4.
Some people say Jill's a top 3 killer of all time.
She was okay. I will say I didn't love her. She was a top 5 crazy. She's
Insane.
To see her, I will never forget the image of seeing her throw herself onto the glass table. That is an all time.
You had to survive.
I guess they didn't want to pay her. But
So-
she shout out to her. Shout out to her. Sydney
Sounds like a
Sydney's,
pretty common thing in the
niece
Scream
or like
franchise.
second.
They do.
It was like Sydney's niece or second cousin. She
It
was
her
related
cousin.
to her. It was her cousin.
Yeah.
She was chasing
Yeah.
the fame. That was a good one, but that felt like a subplot.
They,
Anyway,
they didn't call back to her at all, and she's the first killer who didn't get caught.
Scream 10. You don't think that they're gonna do crazy stuff? This series is not over. I would actually bet money that at some point they're gonna have the sisters back. I would actually put money on this.
So Grace, I have a question. Where do we go from here? What's the next move for Scream as far as like location? Who's our leading person? What if you had to just
Scream
give
in
us your pitch
space.
for Scream 8? Look, it's giving in space. I'm just saying. So if you had to give a pitch for Scream 8, what would you think?
Okay, well, I think we're on. I think you're right. I do think the sisters will be back at some point. I do think like it doesn't. I guess it doesn't feel likely considering like Paramount just got they just are the ones that bought HBO. But like whatever. So I don't think Scream 8, but like maybe Scream 9, Scream 10.
Scream
they're gonna-
10. Yeah.
And I do think the thing you were saying, Chappelle, where it's like I think if we go like the vets and then the newbies, and we actually like really kind of like divvy up, a little better. I think.
Oh, like fans versus favorites.
Fans versus favorites. I mean, they did do New York already, right? So like, could you? It's so tough. Where else could you go?
They can't go
Like-
back to Woodsboro.
Did they go to LA? Like we haven't like where are they?
Ooh,
Where
we
are
did
they?
We did a little LA in number 3 when they were making Stab 3. We could do like a
That's what I was-
forest or like a snow. Do we do White Lotus? I don't know.
Ooh, a cabin. Yeah.
Like a
White
vacation.
Lotus is really good. Vacation
Yeah.
Scream is really good.
Uh-huh.
They would
Well,
have to make it feel different, and they would want to, but yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun. Like the hot blood. It's like, oh, it's freaking hot. Oh God, blood. It's like extra gross.
Yeah. What just did? Oh, that was Black Phone just did the cold. They just did the cold.
Oh yeah. Was that good? I
But
didn't see that.
It was fine. It was fine.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I do think White Lotus Scream is pretty good. And then you have basically like the vets and you have the youngins, and they're like, partner them together, mentoring them a little bit on like how to do. I think the fact that we got like Sydney and Tatum at the end being like, all right, I guess this is our life now, as we just fight Ghostface, like we kill him.
And
that's what we're
actually,
doing.
the good thing about this vacation is like anybody could randomly show up, and it's like, oh no, the killings are happening here. I'm stuck back here. It's like any excuse works to get the people back.
Actually, you could have
Ariel-
them, if you split them up. Sorry, just for because you
go ahead.
have like Sydney with her daughter, and then you have sort of like Gail with like her little like mentor, like, and then you could like
Yes.
mix them up. So you have like Sydney and the twins, and then you have like
Gail with
Tatum.
the Tatum. Yeah, this is what I want. I want Gail and Tatum time. That would actually be
Oh,
amazing.
So here's my issue with the
Oh no.
Ariel. Tatum gave me nothing in this film. Name
It
one
wasn't
redeeming
really-
quality. Name, is she funny? Is she likable? Is she smart? What
She
did
looked
she do?
great. She looked great in Sydney's leather jacket for a second when she
For
wore
a
it.
sec, and City said, "Take that shit off. You're not gonna look better than me."
Well,
not on my watch.
I forgot Joel
Almost-
McHale will be in the next one. I forgot he lived.
It was you didn't see it at the end of the credits. It was like Joel McHale and Ghostface Killer.
Allison
will
Brie
Will
was in-
return.
Allison Brie was in Scream 4 as well, and
Yes.
Adam Brody. We got Adam.
That was a good
Rory
one.
Culkin. God, we had
That
so
was the
many-
good one. That look, they don't give Scream 4 enough. But yeah, I think Tatum was the weakest part of the entire movie. I think that they didn't give her anything. They didn't give her anything at
didn't give
all.
her that much. No.
She-
the
even
swing, the pinata girl had more.
Yeah, I mean, even the interaction between her and Sydney was kind of like, you named me after your dead friend. She's like, it was my friend. It's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I wish we could be rooting for her.
I was waiting for like the big scene that I swore was coming, like cheesy, overwritten, but like something. I was like, all right, here we go. I want a tearjerk or something.
Yeah,
I was like, oh damn, we didn't
Mom,
really get anything.
I'll never beat you if you don't let me. Like we didn't get anything. We didn't get anything.
So they guys are because she's a lead in 1883, I think. The like she's in the Taylor Sheridan.
Another Paramount.
I know,
winner.
But I do agree with you, Chappell, that I do think like she's the least exciting part of
they
the
gave
whole
her
movie.
Nothing. They gave her nothing. What's her dreams, aspirations? It was just like, Mom, tell me how you lost your virginity and that guy tried to kill you afterwards. She's like, I don't want to talk to you about that. Like, you never want to talk to me about anything. Sydney told her to go read a book. She said, do your research. She said, you seen a movie.
Just read Gail's book. I know you did.
She said, I don't need to talk about this. You'll see the movie. I'm with Sydney on this one. Sydney started sucks.
Her one trait is that she trusts that her boyfriend is not a serial killer. That's the literal only trait.
Until she sees the videos, and she's like,
yeah, she did. She's like, I don't know. I might have made a mistake.
Damn, my mom was right, and she hated to admit that.
Why does she? Okay, when she shoots him through the door or whatever, and then why does she open the door?
Right. Stay in there. Your mom's watching on surveillance. Call the cops.
Oh, right.
You know, stay in there.
She starts to drag all the stuff away and open the door. I'm like, what are you doing?
Where are you going? and that's why we scream at the TV screen. You know, that's why we do it, because the movie.
Everyone groaned. Everyone in the theater just groaned. Like, oh.
All right. Well, you know,
they don't make the best decisions, both behind the camera and in front of the camera.
So I mean, I do agree with you that like I think Tatum is like a little nothing
give her more
to her. So I mean, yeah, but is this what you want? What do you want from a Scream 8?
I don't know. I would love for them to be able to, because like I said, we can't get rid of Sydney, right? We already saw what the fandom's going to do if you do. And, you know, people will always complain about the ones that she wasn't in. So you might as well keep her around. I guess you have to trade up Tatum. I want Tatum to leave. I want Tatum to go away. And she went off and did a thing. She escaped this. Her mom was always right. I didn't need to be the final girl. I didn't need to learn. I could get away from this. And then we get the return of Kirby, and you know, if they can bring back Ortega's character or whatever, maybe we can get something going with that. But I think Tatum's got to move out the way. I think we have so many strong characters that they've made a part of the fandom now. They're not expendable currently. The siblings aren't expendable. Not expendable. Sydney's not expendable, and neither is Kirby. None of them can die. And so it's like, you got to bring them back so somebody can die. We can't have 5 main characters in this franchise. So I think whatever they got to do, they got to figure out a way to get those people in the same room. And then they got to kind of rebuild the lore around who survives whatever that is. But I think Sydney and Gail aren't going anywhere.
At least appearances. They'll have appearances.
Yeah. And then Is it normal for a final girl to be this? I mean, Sydney's a little long in the tooth, don't y'all think? I mean,
they're always breaking the rules. It's in Halloween modern, too, like Grace said.
It used to be this way, but it's modern times, Chappell. Get with it.
I'm just asking.
It's like when you name
it's a final woman, Chappell. It's a final woman.
A final lady. Okay.
Be an ally. It's like when you name your file like final, and then it's like, no, this is the file.
This is the one.
This one.
Yeah, no, final like edited. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, yeah. That's my only question, right? Because it does feel like we can't move on from Sydney. So does that mean we just do this until Sydney decides she doesn't want to do it anymore, and then we just let her leave? Does she die? You can't kill her.
I mean, not that it was a good read that I had, but they do have Melissa Barrera and
they have the sisters.
That's
literally
they had those people. They don't have them.
I know. I don't know how.
I think the Ellisons they'll just chase the money above all else, but I don't know. They're evil, so we'll see. Because they want to make a good movie. They want to make a movie that's gonna, and they know. I think at this point, like they have to appeal to the fans for these movies to make money.
For me, the real, I mean, like, not to like get so much into but like at some point, like the current administration will hopefully. I mean, it seems like maybe not. Like there could be this administration forever,
Right,
but it does seem like at some point they would
That's
not be the
true.
administration, and then it will be like, oh yeah, we could like, yeah, we messed up. We're actually doing DI again. We're actually
Scream
woke.
11.
Like, yeah, here you go. You want a bunch of? You will pay you so much money to come. Like I think at some point, maybe Mil Cabrera and Jenner have moral principles that I do not, and they would just.
But they need to pay her Wednesday money.
I mean, yeah, she did, right? It wasn't the initial thing. She was like, scheduling. I think they were like scheduling conflicts, and she was like, actually, it's because you fired my really good friend for making
right
pro Palestinian comment. I think that's why I quit.
Yeah.
So, but I say that in terms of like, you can't like. I think like at some point that's the other thing that like they probably will do, and then that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
I think it works. They'll figure it out.
They have to undo the without Sydney times and then go from there. And I guess they're working on a new Mark. Who this? We'll see.
Jill died, right? Emma Roberts' character in 4. Okay, I was gonna say bring her back, but no, she's gone.
Nah. And one of the fan theories I saw was that Billy Loomis's daughter was supposed to have like a dark turn maybe in the future because she has that dark side to her.
Yeah, that was the potential of like will she turn to dark? It was like, oh, I want to see that. I want to see the end of that trilogy, and we didn't.
But you know what the next movie is gonna do? You know what the real thing is? It'll be like, remember how we said that Tastemakers was actually fully dead? JK, he's alive. That's the next movie. The next movie is 100%
lying about him.
I would see it on Thursday night. I would go before the Friday.
Okay, anything else stream related? There are a couple other. There's at least one horror movie coming out this weekend. Although I don't think it's going to be very good.
What's that?
Is The Bride on your radar at all, Ariel? The Bride?
What is?
Yeah, I do like a Jessie Buckley, and it's Christian Bale, and it's something.
Maggie Gyllenhaal directing.
Maggie G.
Peter Skarsgård. I really like Peter Skarsgård. I remember we watched. He was.
I just want to make sure I'm a little bit like with Ryan Murphy. I'm like, I want to see like make sure people are saying it's good.
Chappell. This is Frankenstein's monster, but it's about the bride of Frankenstein. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like quite like campy gothic romance. We'll see. Could be fun.
Is it the bride exclamation point?
It is exclamation point. Yeah.
There's actually a movie I think coming out in limited release this weekend, and actually I saw it when it had a different name, and then it was called Good Boy, and it had to be renamed because of the dog horror movie called Good Boy, but it's called Heel, and it has Stephen Graham in it, and I think this movie is great, and people should watch this movie when it's available for them to watch.
So it's called Good Boy?
It's called Heel. It used to be called Good Boy, but
I typed in Heel movie and Good Boy came up.
I know. They did have to change the name of the movie. It's called Heel now.
Good Boy. Oh, I liked Good Boy. The real Good Boy. The one that they had to.
I know. Good Boy, and it's a good name for it, but it's called Heel.
Did you see it at TIFF, Grace?
I did see it at TIFF.
On September 5th.
I did. Yes.
That's what this article says.
I think you're looking at my letterbox.
You know what I saw today, Grace? Randomly, speaking of things in the theater, Crime 101.
I saw Crime 101. I
wish I had seen it in IMAX when it was out. I missed it.
I saw it in a full theater because the theater near me closed down and everybody showed. I told you this, and everyone showed up.
That was the one. I didn't know what movie it was.
It's so sad. The theater's closed down. I was like, "Where have you been for the last 7 years? I've been the only one coming to this theater. Now you all want to come see Crime 101 with me?" Okay, Chappell, let's give you the Crime 101. Crime 101 is Chris Hemsworth plays. What does he play, Ariel? He plays
like a thief,
like a hired thief. He gets hired by Nick Nolte. Okay. Is that right?
He's an intelligent thief who doesn't like hurting people. He just wants to get money.
Okay. And then Mark Ruffalo is playing like detective cop who's like, hey, if we look at the map. None of these jewel thieves have any murders. It's probably the same guy, and all the cops are like, "Cut it out!
Boo,
quit doing
you
you suck at police work. We just want to. Hey, come on! Don't point out the patterns of the crimes." And then it's like that. That's the movie, basically.
And then Halle Berry's also there,
and
Yes!
she plays.
She works for an insurance company.
She works for an
right?
insurance company, and then she's kind of like getting involved on like the crime side of it through like different narrative mechanics.
Oh, and
Oh,
Barry
okay,
Barry Keoghan is in it as well, and he's like a little weirdo, like he always is.
Yeah, like
He's just a little weirdo.
So weird.
Yeah.
I really
He probably
hated him.
punched somebody.
Yeah, and Nick Nolte. I think this is Nick Nolte. Was this yeah? Oh, I thought Nick Nolte died.
What? Grace?
It was Grace. That's so funny because it was giving like. And speaking of Top Gun, who Melissa, what's her name? Who was in Top Gun Maverick is in this movie as well. But it read to me that Nick Nolte scene of like, wow, is this his last scene? Like the last scene he filmed before he died, like Val Kilmer in Top Gun.
King Ray Liotta.
How did you just kill Nick Nolte? That
Wow,
was crazy.
Grace killed Nick
I was thinking Ray Liotta. And it's like, oh, I guess he just
Whoa,
he
that's
just keep
close.
making movies. No, Nick Nolte's in this movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
It's pretty
What's her
good.
name? Monica Barbara. That's her
Ryan
name.
Barbara. Yeah.
Melissa Barbara
From the Daily. From the Daily.
I thought it was fun, Grace. I really, the only reason
agree.
I went to see it is because I was like, damn, I really just want to go see like a fun movie. What if this is good? The scores are good. It was fun. It wasn't perfect, but I was like, this was a great 2 hours and 20 minutes at the movies.
I agree. It was pretty fun. Yeah. Not much else I think on TV in this next little while. Not a whole lot. Else
hold
coming.
on.
You have
TV.
Yeah.
Jury Duty season 2, y'all. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's in that. The trailer looks amazing. I think it looks so funny. Like honestly, my like opinion. I think probably now that I've seen the trailer, I would say people don't need to see the trailer. My intrigue was like, can they do this again? And then I watched the trailer. I was like, I think they can do this again. And so my honest feeling is like, I probably wouldn't
Nobody
watch
needs to see
the
this. Yeah.
yeah, I probably wouldn't watch the trailer. Not that I think it ruins a lot, but like I think this is just gonna be good. So
What
so
was
excited.
what was it? Jury Duty? What was it?
So Jury Duty
season
Did
2.
you watch season one?
Okay. Yeah.
Season 1 is Jury Duty. This one is a company retreat, and it's the guy's first day, and they're like, "You got to come with us on a company retreat for the next 2 weeks, and like no cell phones." And then it just looks great. It looks so funny. I'm very excited.
I'm ready. I'm so ready. Yeah. I didn't watch Jury Duty until this year. Because I heard there was going to be a season 2, and I said, let me get caught up so I can watch, talk about it with everybody else. And I was so pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And so
I have to finish it.
Thanks to my planning, I only had to wait 3 weeks before they announced.
Yeah,
like I did that. I did that. Some people have been waiting since 2023.
Not me. I never finished it. So now I can
literally since the last season, the streaming service that this show was on has shut down. So that's how long it's.
So now it's on Freequel. What is it called?
It's on
Freebie.
Freequel. No, it's on
Freebie.
Freequel.
Oh, Freebie.
What is Freequel? I thought it was Freebie.
No, I try to
not
make
a-
one up.
Freequel?
I try to make one up.
Freebie. That's shut down. That doesn't.
Freebie's
exist
the one that
anymore.
shut down, right? So I was like wondering what the new one is.
Prequel? I thought
Just on-
what?
It's
on
Frou
Prime?
Frou. Is it just
gonna be on
Amazon?
Prime. Yeah, it's
Okay,
gonna be on Prime
right.
Video. There's a show called Vladimir on Netflix, which I think it looks
Vladimir.
could be Leo Woodall and Rachel Weisz. So I like both of them. So I think that this could be good. Makes me think it was going to be like a Russian, historical, but it's just a comedy series. But it looks kind of fun. Just.
Oh, there's another. Speaking of comedy, there's that Steve Carell. I think it's HBO Sunday night's coming out. I don't know if it's supposed to be any good, but that's ever present or that's imminent.
Rooster, yeah, that's on March 8th. That's this coming Sunday. So yeah,
I'm sure Amanda will be all over it. She loves. I like to joke that Sunday nights on HBO are her third child.
I love Sunday night HBOs. The real ones, keeping it going.
Yeah.
There was something. Oh, the comeback. They're bringing it back again.
The comeback,
Bring it
yeah.
back
The once a decade gem.
Once a decade.
I love it. I can't.
And this
I'm
is
so
a
happy
final
for this
decade.
girl.
This is the comeback final chapters.
Yes,
We're
that
done.
premieres in a few weeks. That's March 22nd. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, very exciting.
Yeah. TV calendar is
much.
looking all
and
right.
spring is coming. Just the season.
Oh yes.
Season?
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing.
I'm not a big movie guy, but I
Uh-huh.
did recently decide to watch random movies,
Uh-huh.
and I watched Song Sung Blues.
I watched Song Sung Blue the other day.
Blue?
It's nominated
Song
for
Sung Blue?
Kate is nominated for Best Supporting Actor. So I'm finishing my Oscars death race, so I watched Song Sung Blue. What did you think, Chappelle?
I liked it, but I loved her. I loved Kate Hudson,
She's
and
great.
I remember her movie Killer Days, okay, where she was in bullshit all the time, okay. Kate Hudson was in 9. She was in Almost Famous? Is that
Almost
what it's
Famous,
called?
yeah, the big
And
one.
she was in this. Those are the 3 good movies Kate Hudson has ever been in. Everything else, that lady was just in bullshit. I'm talking about
not How to Lose a Guy in 10
How to
Days.
Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Bride Wars, all that kind. She was in bullshit for like she was.
Wait, shout out Skeleton Key. Was that her?
Oh yeah, that was her. That was honestly the role she was born to play.
So I'm a little like what's on. I do think she's really good. I do wish that Amanda Seyfried for Testament of Anne Lee had been nominated. It's fine. Kate Hudson's very good.
Wow.
There's also a moment in this
Not
movie,
for the
like,
housemaid, Amanda Seyfried. Sorry.
This movie is full like I'm like reading the wiki of the people that it's based on. I'm like I'm genuinely interested, and like it's like it's good. There is a moment that is like, oh my god, like it's like, oh my god, Chappelle, oh my god, did that happen? That happened.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
It, like I'm not
It almost
spoiling.
happened twice.
I know. You're like, oh my god, like real, like, oh, and I don't know how to explain it other than that. Of just it's a real like moment.
I'm so intrigued.
I'm rooting for her.
Yeah, I mean, I would say watch it. I would say watch it.
I'm rooting for her to win that Academy Award because I didn't know she did all her own vocals. I know she can sing.
Oh wow!
But I did not realize that
she sang sung.
Could you tell that Hugh Jackman did all his own vocals for the movie?
Did he?
I'm afraid because I think you can tell when it's him.
Yeah, because he sings like he sings every song. I mean, it's fine. Everyone sings songs like they sing songs, but
yeah,
he has that way about him of not.
Have you heard a
good
song
at
from
it.
The Greatest Showman? No, I don't even think he's that bad, but he just very much is like singing the way he sings.
Out of 10 of himself.
And in this
movie,
movie, he's a Neil Diamond impersonator.
Yeah,
sounds like a piece of coal.
She felt so lived in as a character, and I really enjoyed her. And like I said, I'm not. Look, I think Kate Hudson is a great actress. I think the shit she has been in. I saw Fool's Gold. I saw You, Me, and Dupree. The shit she has been in has been awful.
You, Me, and Dupree is a movie I have not thought about.
Listen. Kate was doing. I was on the record. Kate was doing bullshit from 2004 to like 2015.
The desert.
Was in hell. Okay, so give her what she deserves now. She give her that Oscar. She can go back. She go back to doing the bullshit rom-com. She ain't never won another award.
What else have you? I watched How to Make a Killing. Was that on your radar, Ariel? This is the new
today when I left my house, I was like, what movie should I go see? How to Make a Killing? Ooh, that's supposed to be really bad. And then I was like, what's going on with you? What's his name?
Glenn Powell, Mark Qualley.
It's like missed after. It's giving a little bit, to your point, Chappelle, a little bit Kate Hudson, Lost in the Woods. What is going on with his choices?
Like, you could be a movie star, I think.
You could be a movie star, I think.
It's not. I mean, it's not amazing. It's
not like concern for him, but it's like it's not a great run.
It's like Tom Cruise picked you, I think. And then the other thing, Ariel, that I saw in theaters,
maybe that was instead of the Midas touch, it was like the monkey paw.
Tom Cruise chose you.
I think we both saw the
he was
movie.
Rooting for you.
The movie Epic, which is Elvis Presley in concert.
I totally forgot about that.
I've had a great movie. I also saw the Paul McCartney doc, Man on the Run, a little while ago, like about a week ago, and I love that too. I think it's going to be on Prime Video or Apple, if I can't remember which one. But Elvis Presley in concert, it's hard not to believe that guy's just like super charismatic. I know he probably sucked, but he's so charismatic.
Yeah, he made some questionable choices, but watching him on like a 50-foot screen just sing his heart out in like newly uncovered footage, I was like
singing Beatles covers and stuff. I'm like,
damn, was he good? Was he good at singing?
Right. Wait, we were talking about Paradise, and Rob was like, Chappelle, how do you feel about Elvis? I said, you can't ask me that. Like, he's like, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to get on this? I was like, you really want me to get on YouTube and be like, Elvis was stealing his shit from black people? Like, no, he's fine. Elvis is fine. He's talented. He can dance a little bit. He got some hips.
He did love a Priscilla.
Right. I'm not anti-Elvis. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm not anti.
Yeah, no, I mean, he like became successful because he still. Yeah,
I didn't make him famous.
but like when you're watching him on the stage, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn,
Cool
it's good.
stuff. It wasn't like he was a talentless nobody. You know, they
got me. They were like, "Would you want to go see a concert for an hour and 30 minutes on IMAX?" I was like, "Fine, I'll go."
The other thing, Ariel, I feel like in that documentary is like they basically like it feels like they wanted to do all of like whatever the first concert he did, like whatever the first concert they show you in the movie, they're like, all right, we're gonna do like it'll be an hour and a half, and like so like when he goes to do a song, they'll then like intersperse like, and he loved his mom, and then there's like pictures of his mom or whatever, you know, and then it's like then he's singing a song and it's like about his mom, you know, like it's good,
Right.
it's well made in that way in terms of like this song will like do some background stuff, then he'll sing this song, and that's amazing. You watch him sing the song. You can tell I feel like that they really wanted to use like one concert, where he's in the and then for whatever they weren't, and then they have to intersplice like later concerts, and man, his Vegas tenure I think took a toll on him because he's like he looks still like pretty good at the beginning, and then like it's like I think only like 2 years later, and he's just like sweating and like
you
like,
could argue it probably killed him.
I mean, I think it did kill him. Yeah, that's
in
true.
the long run. I really honestly didn't want to like it, but I couldn't really help but have an emotional reaction. Is how I have to.
I saw this movie was playing at TIFF. Okay, and I didn't go see it, but I just saw that it was called Epic, and that was called Elvis, and I was like, oh, and it took me so long.
I hate the name. I hate the name.
Yeah, the thing about on the screen is Elvis Presley in concert.
Epic. Baz Luhrmann.
Wow.
Baz Luhrmann is on one, but I will say, I wish I will say this actually. I forgot that this was ultimately my take. I wish that instead of making the movie that he made, he had just made like put all his money into this and made like the super ultra charged version of this documentary that he made, because I think it would have been amazing, honestly.
You know who else wishes? Austin Butler. He's stuck doing the voice. He's stuck. He's been doing the voice for 17 years.
Talk about being lost in the woods. He's lost in that accent hell forever.
All right. That's the Tastemakers this week. Chappell, do you have any? What you did? Club Condo, first Club Condo of this you did for season 50 on Patreon.
Yeah, sure. If you want to go join our Patreon, but you can catch me on my podcast.
If you're into that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you're on podcast first. Yeah,
yeah. You can want to catch me on my podcast, recapkickback.com, youtube.com/@recapkickback. Talk about whatever I want to talk about, including the Flavor of Love cinematic universe. We talk about I Love New York right now. Season 1. Chantel has never seen it. And so I've been getting her live reactions on YouTube talking about that show. Mari and I just talked. We assembled a panel to talk about America's Next Top Model reality check series that they dropped on Netflix. So that should drop this week as well. We just finished our Night of the Seven Kingdoms coverage, of course. I think we got some bonus coverage coming for that. Abbott Elementary's back. So Gia and I are talking about that. And then we're going to do a deep dive into Tristan from almost said Survivor. Tristan from Top Chef season 25, the winner, because we're doing our Bet on Black series where we're talking about Black reality TV contestants and winners. And so we just talked about Vesepia. That podcast is up, and our conversation about Tristan's winning game and Top Chef 25 will be up soon too. So a lot going on over there. Nick, follow me on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback to keep up with that and more.
Top Chef coming back too, pretty soon.
Yeah. Very excited.
And what's her name's fake news show? Padma Lakshmi's like American Culinary Concert.
I'm going to watch it because I love her. Yeah, I got
it's like a new Ryan Murphy universe.
Is he involved? Say yes or no.
American cooking horror story.
Yeah, American culinary story.
American culinary story. Ariel, what about you?
Oh, I'm podcasting with Amanda over on Crying Laughing always, and we talk. Yes, I talk with Chappell over there as well about The Pit. Amanda and I talk about current TV. We're always rewatching and talking about current TV. We're in the middle of Mad Men. We just finished season 3. We talk about Amanda loves, like I said, a Sunday night TV. So she's always shitting on industry. That just finished. So we'll talk about that this week.
Got renewed as well.
Got renewed for its final season. She'll be thrilled. It's like bittersweet renewal because it's the final one. Talk about Paradise. I'll check in on that. I'll tell her about Paradise because she hates that show.
She hates it. The science doesn't make sense. I agree.
It's not sciencing. Soon they'll probably go to.
There was a lot of science in episode 1 of season 2.
They'll probably go to space for season 3, and she'll hate it even more. But yeah, Crying Laughing. Look for us over there. We're always talking shit, as Chappelle likes to say.
I'm writing for Parade and Pop Heist, and I'm here on Tastemakers. And then I think a little tease. Rich and I talked about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We might not be done with Westeros.
You have
Might not be
screeners for
done.
season 2?
That's right. We got them already.
Wow.
Yeah, we might not be done. Maybe hanging out in Westeros a little longer. So, yeah, I'm on social media at Hi From Grace. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening. Thanks, Chappell and Ariel, for coming on to talk about Scream. And we'll see everybody next week. Until then, bye-bye.